Hey, stop what you are doing just for 1 second. Stop.
Because if you have ever picked up your phone, tried to speak English, and then nothing came out, or the wrong words came out, or you said something and the other person went quiet,
Then this episode right here, right now, was made for you.
we are going to talk about the most common phone call English mistakes that beginners make every single day.
And more importantly, we're going to show you how to fix them with real practice, simple words, and stories from our own lives.
So do not go anywhere. Stay right here with us. You are in the right place.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Mr. English Podcast. I am your host, James.
And I am Emma, and we are so happy you are here today. Whether you're listening on your morning walk, on the bus, or just sitting at home with a cup of tea or coffee, hello, we see you.
This podcast is for people who are learning English, real English, the kind of English you use every day, at the store, at work, with friends, and yes, on the phone.
And if this is your first time joining us, oh, you picked a great episode to start with. Because today we are talking about something that makes a lot of English learners very nervous.
Phone calls.
Phone calls. Just those two words make some people want to hide under a blanket, right?
Before we go any further, if you find this podcast helpful, please do us one small favor. Subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now. Just press that button. It takes 2 seconds.
And share this episode with one friend, one family member, or one person you know who is also learning English. Share the channel, Mr. English Podcast, and help someone else learn too.
Okay, now let us get into today's topic. Phone calls, mistakes, and how to never make those same mistakes again.
Let's go.
Okay, Emma, let me ask you something. Do you remember your very first phone call in English?
Oh no. Do I have to talk about that?
Yes, you do.
Okay, fine. So it was years ago. I had just moved to the United States. My English was, let's say, very, very basic. Like hello and goodbye level basic.
That's a level.
And I needed to call a doctor's office to make an appointment. Simple, right? Just a simple phone call. But I was so nervous. My hands were shaking. I wrote down what I wanted to say on a piece of paper before I called.
That's actually smart. Did it help?
For the first 10 seconds, yes. I said, hello, I want to make an appointment. Great, perfect. And then the woman at the front desk said something I did not understand.
What did she say?
She said, what's a good time for you? And I completely froze. I did not know how to answer. I said, yes, just yes.
You said yes to what time works for you?
I said yes, like yes is an answer to when. And she went quiet for a moment and then very nicely said, I'm sorry, do you mean morning or afternoon?
Oh, no.
And I said, morning, please. And we figured it out. But after I hung up, I just sat there and felt so embarrassed.
I understand that feeling completely. And I think millions of English learners around the world know exactly how you felt in that moment.
Exactly. And that is why we are doing this episode today. Because phone calls in English are hard for beginners, not because you are not smart, not because your English is bad, but because phone calls take away something very important.
They take away your eyes.
Yes. When you talk to someone face to face, you can see their face. You can see if they're confused. You can read their lips. You can use hand signals. On the phone, none of that. Just voices.
And that is very different. It takes more practice, but the good news is it's very learnable. And today, we're going to teach you exactly how. Okay, let's go to our first mistake. Mistake number 1, and this is a big one. Are you ready, Emma?
I am ready.
Mistake number 1 is you call someone, they pick up, and you just start talking. You forget to say who you are.
Oh, yes, this happens all the time, especially when you're nervous. You're so focused on what you want to say that you forget to introduce yourself.
Right. So imagine this. You call a store to ask about their hours. The person picks up and says, "Hello, thank you for calling ABC Store. How can I help you?" And you say, Yes, I want to know what time you close today.
That doesn't sound so bad, though, right? You asked your question.
For a simple store call may be okay, but in many situations, like calling your child's school, calling a company, calling a new contact, you should always say your name first.
Right. So the correct way is to say, "Hello, my name is Emma. I'm calling because I want to know what time you close today."
See how much better that sounds? It's polite, it's clear, and it makes the other person feel comfortable.
In American culture, especially, people appreciate when you introduce yourself on the phone. It shows confidence, it shows respect.
And here's another thing. A lot of beginners say, "I'm Emma," when they call. That's correct, but on the phone, Americans more often say, "This is Emma," or "My name is Emma."
Yes, "this is Emma" is very common, very natural. Try to remember that.
So, write this down if you can. The magic opening line for a phone call in English is,
"Hello, this is your name. I'm calling about the reason." That's it. Short, simple, perfect.
practice that today. Say it out loud right now wherever you are. Change the name to your name. Say it 3 times.
We'll wait.
We're serious. Pause this right now and say it. Hello, this is your name. I'm calling about something. Say it. Do it.
Good job. See? You already sound more natural. And we haven't even gotten to mistake number 2 yet.
Okay, mistake number 2. And this one is very relatable because I made this mistake myself when I was learning.
Oh, really? Tell us.
So I was working a job where I had to talk to customers on the phone sometimes, and my English was okay but not perfect, and sometimes I couldn't hear or couldn't understand what they said, and every single time that happened, I would say, "What?"
Just what?
Just "what" really loud, like I was surprised or angry, and the customer would sometimes sound annoyed or confused, and I didn't understand why.
Because in English, especially in the United States, just saying what on the phone can sound rude. It can sound like you're upset or not paying attention.
Exactly. I didn't know that. I thought "what" was just a normal question word, and it is, but the way you say it and when you say it matters a lot.
So what should you say instead? There are some very easy and polite ways to ask someone to repeat themselves.
The most common one, and please memorize this one, is, "I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?"
So simple, so polite, and everyone, even native English speakers, uses this. There is no shame in asking someone to repeat themselves.
Another great option is, "I'm sorry, I did not hear that. Could you say that again, please?"
Or even shorter, you can say, "I beg your pardon?" This is a little more formal, but also very polite.
And here's one that sounds very natural and friendly. "I'm sorry, could you say that a little slower? I am still learning English."
Oh, I love that one, because being honest is actually a strength. When you tell someone you are learning English, most people in the US will be very kind and patient with you. They will speak slower. They will use simpler words.
People respect honesty. They do not judge you for learning. They judge rudeness, not learning.
So the next time you do not understand something on the phone, do not just say, "What?" Instead, take one breath and say, "I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?"
4 words become 8 words, but those 8 words change everything about how the conversation feels.
And here is a practice tip. Record yourself on your phone saying these sentences. Play them back. How do you sound? Try to sound calm and polite. Practice until it feels natural.
Do it 5 times today. Seriously, just 5 times. It will stick in your brain.
Okay, James, let's talk about mistake number 3. This one is actually something I see so many beginners do.
What is it?
Ending the phone call in the wrong way, or ending it too quickly without closing properly.
Oh, yes. Okay, can you explain what closing properly means?
Yes, so imagine you just finished getting all your information on a phone call. You asked your question, they answered, and then you just say, "Okay, bye," and you hang up.
That sounds fine, though.
It sounds abrupt, too fast. In American English phone culture, there's usually a small closing conversation before you say goodbye. Just a few words, but those words matter.
What kind of words?
Something like, "Thank you so much for your help," or "I really appreciate your time." And then the other person will usually say something like, "Of course, have a great day." And then you say, "You too, goodbye."
Ah, I see. There is a small exchange at the end, like a soft landing before the plane stops.
Exactly. I love that way of saying it. A soft landing. And without that small closing conversation, the call can feel a little cold, a little disconnected.
So, what are some natural closing lines beginners can use?
Here are the easiest ones. Write these down. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I really appreciate your help. Goodbye. That is all I needed. Thank you. Thanks so much. Take care.
All of those are short, simple, and very natural. And guess what? Americans say, have a great day, probably 100 times a day. It's one of the most common things you'll hear.
And take care is also very warm and friendly. When someone says that to you, it means they genuinely want good things for you. It's a kind way to end a conversation.
So do not hang up too fast. Give the call a soft landing. Say thank you, wish them a good day, and then say goodbye.
And here's a common beginner mistake connected to this. Some people say bye-bye on formal phone calls. That's okay with friends and family, but in a professional or business call, just say goodbye or have a great day.
Good point. Bye-bye is a little informal. Save it for people you know well. All right, let's move to mistake number 4. This is about using the wrong vocabulary, specifically for very common phone situations that happen all the time.
Oh, this is a really important one because sometimes beginners learn one way to say something and then they use that one way for every situation, and sometimes it doesn't fit.
Exactly. So let me give some examples. Common phone situation number 1. Someone is not available when you call. What do you say?
A lot of beginners say, "He's not here," and that's technically correct, but on the phone, the more natural way to say it is, "He's not available right now," or "He's not in at the moment," or "He stepped out."
He stepped out is a very common American phrase. It means the person is temporarily away from their desk or their location. Not there right now, but coming back soon.
And if you're the one calling and the person you need is not there, you can say, "Could I leave a message?" or "Could I call back later?"
Both of those are perfect, simple and clear.
Now, here's another common situation. You call someone, but you're not sure you have the right number. What do you say?
A lot of beginners will say, "Is this John?" And that's okay, but a more natural and polite way is, "May I speak to John, please?" or "Is John available?"
And if you called the wrong number, you say, "I'm so sorry, I think I have the wrong number." Very simple, very polite.
And the person will say, "That's okay, no problem," because wrong numbers happen to everyone. Don't feel embarrassed.
Let's talk about one more vocabulary situation, putting someone on hold. This is something that happens all the time when you call a business.
So if you work somewhere and you need to put a caller on hold, you say, "Could you please hold for a moment?" Or, "Could you hold on 1 second while I check that for you?"
And if someone is putting you on hold, they'll say, "Please hold," or "Could you hold for a moment?" And you say, "Of course," or "Sure, no problem."
Don't say, "Okay, yes, wait." Just say, "Of course," or "Sure." Much smoother.
And when they come back on the line, they'll say, "Thank you for holding." And you can say, "No problem," or "Not at all."
These little phrases are so important. They make phone calls sound natural and easy. Even if the rest of the call is a little difficult, these small phrases keep the conversation friendly.
Okay, we are at mistake number 5, and this is actually a mistake that even intermediate English learners make sometimes.
What is it?
Not confirming information, meaning the other person tells you something important, like an address or a time or a phone number, and you don't repeat it back to check.
Oh, yes, this is so important.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I called to schedule a delivery for some furniture I ordered. The person told me the delivery would be on Thursday between 2 and 5 p.m. I said, "Okay, thank you, bye," and I hung up.
What happened?
I was home all Thursday afternoon waiting. Nobody came. I called the company and they said the delivery was on Tuesday, not Thursday. I must have misheard, or they misspoke, but because I did not confirm the information, I wasted a whole afternoon waiting.
That is so frustrating.
Very frustrating, and a simple habit would have fixed it. When someone gives you important information on the phone, always confirm it. Repeat it back to them.
So instead of just saying, okay, thank you, say something like, just to confirm, my appointment is on Thursday, June 5th at 2 p.m. Is that correct?
And they will either say, yes, that's right, great. Or they will say, oh, I'm sorry, I meant Tuesday. And you catch the mistake before it causes a problem.
This habit, repeating back the important information, will save you so much confusion. And it also shows the other person that you are listening carefully.
In American business culture, confirming information is seen as being professional and responsible. It is a good thing. Do it every time.
So the phrases to remember are, just to confirm, repeat the information, is that correct? Let me make sure I have this right, repeat the information. Did I get that right?
Both are perfect. Both are very natural. Use them always when the information is important. Dates, times, addresses, phone numbers, prices.
Okay, now we are going to talk about something really exciting. Emma, what are we talking about now?
Practice methods. Because knowing the mistakes is step one, but fixing those mistakes, that takes practice. And we have some really great and simple ideas for you today.
Practice method number 1, and this is the easiest one. Talk to yourself on the phone.
Wait, explain that, because it sounds a little strange.
Okay, so here's what I mean. Get your phone, press the voice memo button. Most phones have this. It is a recording app. And then pretend you are making a phone call. Talk out loud.
So you practice the full phone call from start to finish by yourself. You say the opening, you say your question, you say the polite phrases, and you say the closing, all by yourself.
And when you play it back and listen, you will hear things you want to change. Maybe you spoke too fast. Maybe you sounded unclear. Maybe you said, "What?" instead of, "Could you repeat that?"
This method is so powerful because you can do it anytime. No partner needed, no internet needed, just you and your phone. And you get better every single time.
Practice method number 2, use YouTube to find real phone call conversations in English. Search for example English phone call conversation, and you will find many videos of real or acted phone calls.
Watch these videos and pay attention to how people open the call, how they ask questions, and how they close. Then pause the video and repeat what you hear. Copy their words. Copy their rhythm.
This is called shadowing. It is one of the best ways to learn how natural English sounds. You learn not just the words, but the music of how English is spoken.
Practice method number 3. Make a script for phone calls you need to make. Before you call a store, a doctor, a bank, write down exactly what you want to say. Keep it simple.
For example, hello, this is name. I'm calling to ask about your store hours. What time do you open on Saturday? Write that down, read it a few times, then call.
Having a script does not mean you're cheating. It means you're being smart. Even experienced speakers sometimes prepare for difficult conversations. It's a great strategy.
And over time, as you make more and more calls, you will need the script less and less. You will start to remember these phrases naturally.
Practice method number 4, find a language partner. This is someone who is also learning English or a native speaker who wants to practice another language. You can find these people on free apps like Tandem or HelloTalk.
With a language partner, you can practice phone calls together. Call on the phone, just voice, not video, and practice situations like calling a restaurant or bank.
It's low pressure because you're both learning. You can make mistakes, laugh about them, and improve together.
Laughing about mistakes is healthy. It means you are trying, and trying is the most important thing.
Practice method number 5, keep a small notebook for phone call vocabulary. Every time you learn a new phrase that's good for phone calls, write it down. Review that notebook once a week.
Some phrases to start your notebook with today. Hello, this is name. I'm calling about. Could you please repeat that? I did not catch that. Could you say it again? Just to confirm, is that correct? Thank you so much for your help. Have a great day. I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong number. Could I leave a message? Could I speak to, please?
All of those phrases are gold. Write them, read them, say them out loud. Make them part of your brain.
And practice method number 6, listen to this podcast every day while cooking, walking, cleaning the house.
The more English you hear in a natural way, the more natural your English will become. You don't need to understand every word. Just listen. Feel the rhythm. Day by day, your English gets better.
And that is a promise. Okay, now we want to show you what a good phone call sounds like, using all the tips and phrases we talked about today. We are going to do 2 short examples. Emma, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, example 1. Calling a doctor's office to make an appointment. Hi, Emma Kim. I'm calling to make an appointment with Dr. Johnson. Is he available next week?
Hi, Emma. Let me check. Can I get your date of birth?
Of course. It's March 15th, 1992.
Thank you. We have an opening on Tuesday the 8th at 10 in the morning. Does that work for you?
I am sorry. Could you please repeat the date? I want to make sure I have it right.
Of course. Tuesday the 8th at 10 a.m.
Perfect. Just to confirm, my appointment is Tuesday the 8th at 10 in the morning with Dr. Johnson. Is that correct?
That is correct. See you then.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye. Beautiful. Did you notice all the things she did right? She said her name, she asked politely when she did not hear, she confirmed the information, and she had a warm, friendly closing.
Okay, let's do example 2. Calling a friend's house and the friend is not home.
Hello, this is James. May I speak to Marcus, please?
Oh, hi, James. Marcus is not here right now. He stepped out about an hour ago.
Okay, no problem. Could I leave a message for him?
Of course.
Could you please tell him I called and that I will call back tonight around 7?
Sure, I'll let him know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good afternoon.
You too, James. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
See how smooth that was? Short sentences, polite language, clear information, and a friendly goodbye.
Any beginner can do that. You can do that. With a little practice, you can do it even better.
All right, let's do a quick review before we close out today, because we covered a lot of good stuff.
Mistake number 1, not saying who you are. Fix. Always start with, hello, this is blank. I am calling about blank.
Mistake number 2, saying what when you do not understand. Fix, say, I'm sorry, could you please repeat that? Or, could you say that a little slower, please?
Mistake number 3, ending the call too fast or wrong. Fix, always close with a warm line, like, thank you so much, have a great day. Give the call a soft landing.
Mistake number 4, using the wrong vocabulary for common situations. Fix, learn key phrases like, may I speak to, could I leave a message, he is not available right now, and use them in the right situations.
Mistake number 5, not confirming information. Fix, repeat back important details. Just to confirm, your address is that correct?
And for practice, record yourself, shadow real phone calls from YouTube, make a script before you call, find a language partner, keep a vocabulary notebook, and listen to this podcast every day.
That last one is our favorite practice method for obvious reasons.
Obviously.
Okay, we are getting close to the end of today's episode, and before we go, I just want to say something from the heart.
Go ahead, James.
Learning English, especially phone call English, is not easy. It takes courage, it takes effort, and sometimes it feels embarrassing.
But every person who is good at English today was once a beginner, every single one of them.
Including us, including native speakers who had to learn to communicate professionally. Learning never stops for anyone.
So don't be hard on yourself. Don't give up after one difficult call. Every call you make, good or bad, is a step forward. Every phrase you try is a victory.
And we're here, every episode, every week, cheering you on. That's why we make this podcast, for you.
If this episode helped you today, and we hope it did, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now. Press that subscribe button. It's free, and it keeps you connected to new episodes every week.
And share this episode with someone you know who is learning English. Share the channel, Mr. English Podcast. Let's help more people learn together.
And now, our favorite part, we want to hear from you.
Yes. Do you have a funny or difficult phone call story? A time when English on the phone went wrong or went surprisingly right? Tell us. Drop it in the comments. We read every single one.
What was the hardest part of a phone call in English for you? Let us know below. Your story might help someone else feel less alone in their learning journey.
Because at Mr. English Podcast, we're not just a podcast. We're a community, a family of learners, helping each other grow.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep going. You're doing better than you think.
And remember, every great English speaker was once afraid to answer the phone. The only difference between them and where they were before, they picked up the phone anyway.
So next time your phone rings, breathe, smile, and pick it up. You've got this.
Take care, everyone. We'll talk to you very soon. Bye.
Bye.